Hello Nidorinos and Nidorinos, and welcome to Cinnabar Island, where today the Cinnabar Flare are going to be hosting the Santalune Swarm, and the Swarm are going to start out with Heracross and Volcarona. Volcarona actually could have been drafted to the Cinnabar Flare, whereas the Cinnabar Flare today are going to start out with Cinderace and its Libero hidden ability, which has a huge impact on any game, and Rapidash in its Cantonian form. Now let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today, the Cinnabar Flare or the Santalune Swarm. Cinderace has that speed advantage, and it's going to go with a Waterfall. So its type is going to change to water. That's what that Libero ability will do. It will change its type depending on the move it does. And it already takes Heracross down into the yellow. Very good hit there by Cinderace. Rapidash looking to follow it up. And it's going to go with a first impression. A perfect move to start off any battle because it won't work at any other time. Even though it's not very effective there on Heracross. Volcarona now is going to go with a Toxic. Very good to add that status condition to Rapidash there. That poison is going to take effect and impact on Rapidash in between every turn. Heracross is going to go for its first move of the matchup, which it barely made it to after that damage already been done by the Cinnabar Flare, and Heracross goes with the Glaciate. It's going to hit both Cinderace and Rapidash, but it's not very effective on either Pokemon. Now, Cinderace and Rapidash will both have their speed lowered. Find out shortly if the Santalune Swarm can capitalize on that. But as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime, and both of these sides have made it into overtime. Now we're going to get an Acid from Volcarona, who's now the quickest Pokemon on the field, and that's going to hit both Cinderace and Rapidash as well. It will also lower Cinderace's special defense in the process. And Heracross is even quicker than both Pokemon now, as it sets up a Stealth Rock on the side of the Cinnabar Flare, so any Pokemon now who comes onto the battlefield for the Flare will be hit by those Stealth Rocks. Cinderace going to change its typing again, and it's going to go with a Lock On, so now it's going to become a normal type. It's not going to go for an offensive move though. It is going to focus its attention and lock in on Volcarona there. Rapidash now. See if it can finish Heracross off. It's going to set up for a rollout. So this move is weak when it starts, even though it still does a decent amount of damage to Heracross, who's just hanging on in the red there. But it gets stronger every time it connects, so we'll see how many turns that can last for. This has the potential to wipe out Pokemon in one hit. And Volcarona, again, that speed advantage being on the side of the Santalune Swarm now, goes with a String Shot, so it's going to slow down Rapidash and Cinderace even more. Now Heracross looking to follow up. Goes with the Torment, so it's going to prevent... Looks like Rapidash. It's going to prevent Rapidash from using its Metronome. And instead, Rapidash is going to struggle, so it'll get that recoil damage, but it knows it's going to get some offensive damage in as well, as that Sucker Punch from Cinderace does fail, and that rollout does continue from Rapidash instead, though. So whilst this rollout continues, it's going to continue to do damage as it eliminates Heracross from the matchup. Now, Rapidash does take more damage from that poison, so it is now down in the yellow, and it's Orbeetle coming out now for the Santalune Swarm. Now that rollout from Rapidash is also going to be super effective on the bug typing, as we get a Skitter Smack coming from Volcarona. It's going to get the stab boost being a bug type. Even though it's not very effective on Rapidash, it still did a decent amount of damage as Rapidash's special attack is lowered. Orbeetle looking to follow up its teammate now. Goes with the Smoke Screen. Targets Cinderace with that move, so it's going to lower Cinderace's accuracy here. Cinderace's typing is going to change to the Grass type now as it goes for an Energy Ball. And it looks like it's going to target Orbeetle with that move. It's not going to do a great deal of damage, being not very effective. But Rapidash is looking to follow up with that rollout, and that's going to finish Orbeetle off with that super effective move. So Orbeetle's already been taken out of this matchup. Rapidash is dominating. That poison almost takes it out though, so Rapidash is hanging on by a thread. But that rollout continues. The Santalune Swarm need to take Rapidash down before it even gets off another rollout. We now have Scizor coming out for the Santalune Swarm. Volcarona has that opportunity now. It goes with the Defend Order though, so it's not going to take Rapidash out of this battle. So Scizor needs to do it, because you can only imagine if that rollout keeps getting stronger, what damage it can do. Scizor now is going to go with a Mega Kick. but Cinderace avoids that attack. So Rapidash will be able to try for another rollout as Cinderace is going to change to an electric type and go with a wild charge. It's going to get some recoil damage from this hit, but it goes for Volcarona. Volcarona taking its first damage of the matchup. Cinderace gets some recoil as Rapidash goes for the rollout again. It's going to target Sizzle, and Sizzle holds on. Sizzle gets taken down into the red, but Rapidash is now eliminated by that poison. That's really good for the Santalune Swarm that Sizzle was able to hold on there. We have Turtonator, the Dragon Fire type, coming out for the Cinnabar Flare. Now, Turtonator takes damage from those Stealth Rocks that are on the field. That speed advantage still on the side of the Swarm as Volcarona goes with the Sand attack, targeting Turtonator. So Turtonator's accuracy will be lowered here. Now Sizzle is going to follow up. That speed advantage is huge. The Santalune Swarm need to capitalize on this as we get a Boomerang coming from Sizzle. Going for Turtonator. That first hit takes it into the red. It's going to get a second hit. And Turtonator is eliminated before it even gets to use its move. Turtonator is taken down. Very impressive there by Sizzle. Cinderace all by itself at the moment. And it's going to set up for a Meteor Beam. So its type is going to change to Rock. We'll see this Meteor Beam charge up on this turn, and it's going to connect on the next turn. Cinderace is going to boost its special attack in the process. But amazing hit there by Sizzle, instantly leveling things back up for the Santalune Swarm as Flareon comes onto the field for the Cinnabar Flare. And again, those Stealth Rocks doing damage to the Fire type. Volcarona. It's going to prepare for a Rock Throw. If it goes for Flareon, it'll be super effective, and it does. A very good hit already. Flareon down in the yellow. Sizzle could follow up here. And it's going to go with a Meteor Mash. And it does go for Flareon. And Flareon is taken down with a not very effective hit. So just like that, the Santalune Swarm have taken the lead. What a combination there by Volcarona and Sizzle. And Cinderace's Meteor Beam has actually missed Volcarona as well. Now Magmortar comes out onto the field taking damage from those Stealth Rocks. Now this is quite a turn of events as the Cinnabar Flare had the early momentum, but the Santalune Swarm have taken it all as Volcarona goes with a Sticky Web. So whenever if the last Pokemon for the Cinnabar Flare comes onto the field, it will be slowed down by the Sticky Web, and it'll also take damage from the Stealth Rocks as Magmortar goes with a Curse. Yes, Magmortar is a faster Pokemon than Sizzle. I do not believe it, but it is a thing as Magmortar lowers its own speed now to boost its attack and defense. Sizzle, instead of continuing its impressive momentum, goes with a Floral Healing. So it's actually going to restore the health of Magmortar that it lost from coming onto the field with those Stealth Rocks. Cinderace and Volcarona have been in this matchup since the beginning, and Cinderace is going to go for an Infestation, so it's going to change to the Bug type. And this move won't be very effective when it hits Sizzle, but that Infestation will eat away at Sizzle in between turns and could potentially finish it off here. And it does, so Sizzle has been taken down by the Infestation. So even though it had a very impressive showing in its short time on the field, it is now eliminated and we're all level again between the Cinnabar Flare and the Santalune Swarm, as the Swarm send out another Firebug type in the form of Centiskorch. So Centiskorch was eligible to be drafted to the Flare just like Volcarona was. Volcarona now goes with the Sand Tomb, targeting Cinderace with this move. So it's not very effective on Cinderace at the moment, but it is going to be taking damage from that Sand Tomb in between turns. Volcarona is going to go with a Beat Up. It's going to connect 3 times. There's only 3 Pokemon remaining on the Santalune Swarm. Goes for Cinderace. That second hit takes it into the yellow, and there's 3 hits now. Now Magmortar goes for a Gunk Shot, but Volcarona avoids that attack. Now Cinderace goes with the Payday. We're going to see those coins scatter on the field as Cinderace becomes a normal type. It goes for Centiskorch. Decent hit there by Cinderace as Cinderace takes damage from that Sand Tomb. Now Cinnabar Flare is sitting in 4th position. They've won their last 2 games. They won a 3rd today. They want to get higher into the top 4 as we're only 4 weeks away from the Grand Trials at the end of the season. Cinnabar Flare want prime positioning in the top 8. As we get a dual Wing Beat coming from Volcarona. Hits Cinderace once. It's got it twice. Cinderace is holding on though, but that Sand Tomb is going to come in shortly unless Centiskorch can finish it off now. Instead, Centiskorch goes with the Spore. Magmortar's Vital Spirit prevents it from going to sleep. Magmortar now goes with the Magnetic Flux, but it does fail. This should be Cinderella's last move of the game. And it's going to go with an Assurance, so its type is going to change to Dark. It goes for Volcarona here. Volcarona finally being taken down into the yellow after being in this matchup for 10 minutes. And there's Cinderace being eliminated by the Sand Tomb. So we're going to have the last Pokemon for the Cinnabar Flare coming on, and again it will be slowed down by the Sticky Web, and it's going to take damage from the Stealth Rocks, and it's Colossal coming out, the Rock Fire type. Now Santalune and Swarm aren't doing as well as the Cinnabar Flare at the moment. They're sitting 9th on the ladder, so they're one spot out of being in the top 8. They want that victory today. They want to climb up into the top 8 and be in the first ever Grand Trials in the Elite Challenge League in 4 weeks' time. As Volcarona goes for a Psychic, hits Colossal here, takes it down into the yellow. Sorry, tripping over my own breath here. As Centiskorch goes with the Healing Wish. Centiskorch is going to take itself out of the matchup. This is terrible by Centiskorch. Centiskorch has eliminated itself. Clearly it's potentially thinking it might want to go back to the Cinnabar Flare next season if it's willing to help him like that. As we're going to get a Hydro Cannon, which Volcarona is able to avoid. Colossal though has its attention, chance to focus solely its attention on Volcarona, goes with a Wild Charge, and Volcarona hangs on as Colossal gets some recoil damage. Now last Pokemon for the Santalune Swarm is going to come out. It is a 2v2 battle. And it's Golisopod. Golisopod has that water typing, which it can use against the Cinnabar Flare. It needs to capitalize on that. Will-O-Wisp from Volcarona will just boost Colossal there with its Flash Fire ability, as we get a Volt Beat coming from Magmortar, which is going to finish Volcarona off. So Volcarona has been eliminated, and the Cinnabar Flare have taken the lead at a very crucial point in this matchup. Stuffed Cheeks though being performed by Golisopod. It's going to eat its Letter Berry and boost its defense. So it's preparing to take some hits, you have to think. But it needs to definitely dish those hits out as Colossal goes with a Water Pledge. It's not very effective there on Golisopod. Golisopod is one of the slowest Pokemon on the Santalune Swarm. It's only got that speed of 40, and still Colossal is slower than, as we get an Uproar coming from Magmortar. And that's a much better hit there on Golisopod, taking it down into the yellow. Golisopod with its opportunity to respond though. And it goes for the Bolt Beak. We just saw this hit and take out Volcarona. That Bolt Beak's going to hit Magmortar. Magmortar takes that damage quite well though. This Colossal is going to go with a Bone Meringue. Hits Golisopod once. Not very effective on that first hit. Hits it twice. Gets a critical hit on the second one. But it's not very effective and only hits Golisopod twice as Magmortar continues to make that Uproar. Magmortar takes Golisopod down and takes it out. Golisopod, just like that, has been eliminated by Magmortar and that Uproar. A very impressive showing there back by Magmortar. It was actually really impressive at the start by Rapidash, getting that early momentum against the Santalune Swarm. And it came back to the Swarm with Scizor, and Magmortar took it back for the Flare. It was very back and forth, but just like that, Magmortar took out Golisopod. Wow, that was a very impressive victory there. Almost felt sudden, even though you knew that Uproar was coming. That Boomerang by Scizor and the Turtonado was fantastic, by the way. The Cinnabar Flare trying to climb the ladder, get that victory today, and next week they're going to go to Saffron City. And Saffron Psychics have been doing very poor this season, so the Cinnabar Flare are going to look to capitalize on the Psychics' poor season. Whereas the Santalune Swarm just miss out today, so you have to think at the end of this round they're not going to be sitting in the top 8 as they're trying desperately to make it to the trials. But next week, they're going to go to Rustboro City and take on the Rustboro Rockies, another side that they have a tight disadvantage against. So the Rustboro Rockies will be quite a challenge for the Santalune Swarm. See if they can have better luck than what they did today. It was actually that Healing Wish, though, where that tide entirely changed and Magmortar took total advantage of it and got the victory for the Cinnabar Flare. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoy what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time. Bye.